good. How are you?
Good. If you could start out, just give us your name, where you're fighting out of, your team, just a little introduction, please.
Yeah, my name is Bobby Maximus. I'm currently fighting out of Salt Lake City. I'm coached fight-wise by Rob Handley. He's coached a bunch of people in the UFC. And my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is handled by Carlos Santos and Cian Queiroz.
So for those of us that haven't seen you in a while, when did it go from Rob McDonald to Bobby Maximus?
You know, this happened back in the day. I started transitioning into a professional media career. I've done a lot of work for Men's Health. I've been published in a bunch of publications. And my fight name was always Maximus. And people in my personal life called me Bobby. And Bobby Maximus stood out a lot more than Rob McDonald, which people couldn't even figure out how to spell. And so it's kind of like what I tell people is it's like Dwayne Johnson and The Rock.
That's awesome. So talk to me about your decision to do this, to chase after this, right? Is this something that's been in the back of your head all this time? Like, I got to go do it again?
It's always been in the back of my head. You know, I didn't formally retire. I've always trained, but I stopped fighting professionally to look after my son. My dad died when I was 20 years old. And when I had a son, something changed in me. I felt an overwhelming obligation to look after him. And I felt like I couldn't fight and couldn't give him what he needed at the same time. And over the years, I'm watching UFC events and I'm seeing these heavyweights fight, and there's this voice that's saying, you can do this, and not just do this, you can be good. But there was a bunch of reasons why I guess I shouldn't do it. My reputation, I work with a bunch of tier 1 military assets, I'm published all over the world, maybe getting hurt, maybe I have a job, maybe I have kids. I mean, all of us have so many negative voices inside our heads. But the yes voice just kept speaking a little louder and a little louder and a little louder. And I finally decided to listen to it and say yes.
That's awesome. So you say you trained the whole time. I mean, how much training over the past 15 years or whatever? Has it been like a constant, or were there times you took years away or anything like that? Or
no, there's a lot. I mean, if you look up my resume, strength and conditioning has been my life. So I've spent 4 to 5 hours in the gym every day. Number 2, I earned a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from 2 of the best guys on the planet. Carlos Santos, who's a 3-time Mundials world champion, and Cian Queiroz, who's a world champion. And then I've been working on my striking. So, I mean, it's like I've been ready. And I always have this phrase, don't get ready, stay ready.
Nice. Are there lessons you can take from the first time around that, can help you? Or that's like a lifetime ago, right? I imagine you're a different person at that point.
Yeah, the biggest regret of my early career is I didn't enjoy it. People don't understand what a privilege it is to fight here. One thing I really want to do when I'm here, I want to look Dana in the eye and shake his hand and thank him, because the UFC has given me an incredible platform to put forth my mission, to have purpose. It's built everything that I have. And like I said, when I was younger, I didn't appreciate that fully. Now, I want to savor the moment. And so I'm not worried about getting a contract or getting my contract cut, about how much I'm going to get paid for a fight. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm worried about really enjoying the process. And I think that makes me the most dangerous man in the house, because I don't need this. I want this.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you, kind of like, what is success for you on this? Like for some of these guys, it's like career make or break. They got to. For you, it's like success just to be here in some ways, right? So what do you define as success here?
So there's 2 success points, and they relate to the 2 reasons I'm doing this. The first reason I'm doing this is for me, because I walked away too early, and I know that I belong here and I can still do this. The second success point is I mentor a lot of people, I work with a lot of people, and there's a big part of me that's doing this for that dad that's stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, that's miserable with his life. For the 40-year-old that works for a corporation that doesn't know their name and doesn't care about them, and that person has a dream, a legitimate dream, but they're scared to go do it. And so if I can inspire one other person out there to just blow up their life a little bit and take a chance and go after their dream, I've won.
Nice. Do you think it'll be a challenge to kind of be like shoulder to shoulder with these, 20-year-olds as peers, or do you take kind of a mentorship role in the house, or is that dangerous to do? What do you think? What role do you settle in?
You know, I've really stepped away from all of that. If someone wants me to help them or mentor them, I'm happy to. I'm here to help everybody. People have this idea that when you fight somebody, you hate them or you're angry with them. I have a saying in the sport, it's professional, it's not personal. But the other side of the coin is I'm very cognizant of, they selected 8 of the best heavyweights in the nation, in the world even. Like, these are no jokes. And so I can't go in there thinking I'm a mentor. I can't go in there thinking I'm an underdog. Like, this is a serious competition, and I'm here to compete, to win, and like I said, enjoy the process.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, I guess, if people did see your early UFC career, I know there's a lot of new fans at this point, but I mean, is there any comparison? Like, will they see similar things? Will they see differences? Do you even relate to that person anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you watch my early on career, you saw flashes of brilliance, you saw potential. I mean, obviously Dana gave me a contract, so he saw something in me, but you also saw a young, immature, raw kid that didn't have his head on straight. The other thing is, I always fought at 205 because I thought it was the right thing to do to cut. If you look at me now, I ain't 205. I'm 6'3", 245 pounds. I am at my best, my most athletic, my most powerful when I'm this size. So you guys are going to see something special.